you ask him to continue reading. Um, that's the explanation he wants me to reduce. Um, so he was using the word patient. You were not patient enough, or you need to be a little bit more patient. Um, I agree to slow down, yes, but for patience, I think I was patient. I will make a video of that, how I taught, and in 25 minutes, because yeah, before the class started, he said, how do you think about this lesson? I said, I think that there is lots of material for the 25 minutes actually. So you have to fit all these slides in 25 minutes. You have to go through all of them and reading all those long paragraphs and waiting for a student to finish. That takes time. So yeah, and correcting the student and repeating 3 times new words for student, engaging the student, asking questions like if for the environment, I was using lots of TPR environment, and environment is something that is surrounding us. Yeah, it's where we live. Could you please look at this picture and tell me what do you see? And you see, I see the plastic around the animal's neck, and do you think that we harm animals? Yes, we do, he said. And then we keep going. Trash. And I explained to him trash and ask him questions to engage him. So yeah, and he was saying you are not little, you are not more patient, or you need to be a little more patient. And I quite understand it if he wanted to say you need to slow down, but I felt that the use of the word patient is not appropriate in my case. But anyways, he wanted to use it. That's fine. Um, and he also said I do not. He said he doesn't use a minicam, and he doesn't really think is necessary to use minicam. And I explained to him that I've seen some teachers using it. So, and I explained to him that I've seen some teachers saying that teachers are getting lost in physical prompts. So, yeah, he was not happy with minicam. So before we go to the 10 minutes, I took a note of his area of improvement. He was saying patience, he was saying minicam, and what else he said? That's all he said, I remember, from the first 15 minutes. So we move ahead with the 10 minutes. And I tried my best to implement his feedback. At the end, and yeah, he was saying, he gave me lots of good feedback, like lots of, you have a lots of energy, good TPR, good explanations, and correcting the students, all of this, which I was doing even in mock class one. I was not doing lots of TPR in mock class one comparing to this class, that's all. Then he said, yeah, then after the 10 minutes, the same thing, he gave me very good feedback. He said, you explain well the grammar to the student, use the TPR. I like the fact you explain in a real word, going to, because I asked him when I was explaining future tense, going to, that's a future. I am going to sleep. after this class? What are you going to do after the class? And then I wait for him, and he said to me, I'm going to read a book. Very good. I was fantastic. No, I was saying brilliant. I was trying to introduce new words because I know this is intermediate upper level students. So I've heard I can introduce new words. So I was introducing these new words. Yeah. So, yeah. Then the same thing, he gave me a lot of good, positive feedback. And the only feedback he gave me in this grammar, he was saying like going to, you could have also say it's the same as will, right? And then he asked me, did I make changes to the PowerPoint? And I was thinking, what does he mean by changes? Because I didn't make any changes to the content except the questions, like, the bottom. I'll explain it. Like, what we have to ask the student and stuff like that. Those are sort of my notes. In the bottom, it tells you, trying to find where is the file. To show it to you guys. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, I basically did not change the content of the PDF file, except here at the bottom. So it was adding my questions, what I need to ask to the student. And I changed a little bit layout just to make it more attractive to the student. So I think he was more focusing about layout. This is what I understood from him. That I changed I changed the PowerPoint. So yeah, but I didn't change the content. Still the same. Jenny's here. This reminds me what to say next. I can read it, and it's a little bit in bigger font than a normal one. And I have another rewarding system here as well. When he said to me, I can, it's preferable if I don't use minicam. So I stopped using minicam. I start using another rewarding system. I was telling him, you got a star, a beautiful star. Yeah, so when I arrive to these long paragraphs, I tell him, I'll read the first sentence and then you continue. Do you agree? So he said, you need to cut out on these do you agree and stuff like that, directly read. And I agree with him in these things. Yeah. Like that. So there was no change to the PowerPoint, like except a layout. And he said you need permission for that, and I also agree with that. But I will also tell you, I will explain to you why I don't agree that this could affect the scoring, my scoring. That's because the scoring, from what I understood, is how the teacher teaches, what are the techniques he uses, if he can communicate to the student the information, and student can understand him or her. So yeah, he asked me about the PowerPoint. I explained that yes, I made some, but not changes to the content. I don't remember that I explained all of this because he appears to be in hurry. So I just answering his questions, but There was no change in the content of the PowerPoint, and I can put it at the end of this video. You can see it, guys. So yeah, and then he said also one thing. He said you used one Chinese word, which is, yeah, true. It was only a one time at the beginning. One time at the beginning, where is it? It was hello, hello, ni hao. I added that word, although there was one of the teachers who said to me it's not recommended. I completely forgot about it. I know on mock class 1 I removed it, and on mock class 2 I completely forgot about it. So I said hello, ni hao. And the reason I at the beginning I added yeah uh, just a simple hello, ni hao. It's not like I'm not speaking Chinese. I don't speak Chinese. I learned this one recently. So yeah, he said this to me, and that's his feedback. The Chinese word I added, I'm not supposed to. The PowerPoint, I'm not supposed to. Also, to change, I guess, layout, he meant. He said to yeah, I've explained probably the desert and dessert. He said dessert instead of saying desert. I corrected him. I said desert. But